Okay, first we have two pieces of Al HaTorah news. Okay, so the first piece is that I was, you notice whenever I need the English for the Mishnah Torah, I go to Chabad.org because that's like the Rabbi Eliyahu Tauger, only translation of the Mishnah Torah, and the it's the only like good modern thing. So the one and the reason why I don't use the Al HaTorah one is because it was the this like archaic, like published in like 19 or something one, So I was looking, I just on a whim clicked on it today, and I went down and I saw that it is the, hold on. Why is it so long? It does have the notes. Well, it has notes in wherever the notes are on the Moznaim one, on the Chabad.org one. So this is it's now the Tauger one. Okay. Yeah. So I emailed Rabbi Novetzky and said, like, am I imagining this? Like, is this new that the Al HaTorah has the Tauger one? So he says, several months ago, Sefaria apparently paid Moznaim to release it under CC license, although I don't know the details, and we switched over as soon as it became available. We now use it for all the Mishnah Torah. So now the Al HaTorah has and Sefaria have the Chabad.org translation, which means we don't need to go switch sites to go there. Okay. But then I got the best present ever. So I used to think, on Friday, I said, this is the thing I'm most excited about. This is the Masifta. But then Rabbi Novetzky says, unrelated, this is about to go live and you might like it. So I have been waiting for this for years. It is all the Rishonim on the Haggadah. And more. More since I clicked on it before. Like literally, like I looked at this a half an hour ago and it wasn't all these things. So it's got like, in terms of the, the classics, the Ritva, the Abu Diram, the Rid, the Muchas Larashi, and it has all of these other things. Like it looks like he's taking from because Refersh Malbim Nitziv, I assume these are all like from the Chumash commentaries or something. I have to explore it, and so it's not like fully. They haven't announced it yet, but we're the first to hear about it. I'm so excited. Yeah, what?
Not like their own from
Is it? Oh yeah, definitely. These guys it is, but I'm saying when it says Likut, that's like excerpted, So I assume that's not an actual commentary, but yeah, still amazing. Okay, all right. So now,
what were those other ones in the email?
In the email, I think those were just different formats of it. Oh, also they have this illuminated Haggadah, which is in Haggados Me'uyarios. Those are like fancy, old school. What is that? Is he hitting him with a karpas? Oh, no, that's in his hat. I don't know what's going on. And then audio. What is audio? Oh, and it's got also melodies. If you want to, get all that stuff. There's a mincha at 4:30. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go to what we were going to do. So that's just a resource available for our learning pleasure. Okay, so I mentioned, I don't know how many other people saw in the chat, we were going to do the Perek Ches, but I'm kind of in the mood to do Rambam Bekius. So we're going to do the first halacha, but then do some Hararei Kedems on it. Okay. Taking Rabbi Yoni Sachs's advice here. Okay. So again, Perek Zayin is the halachos in theory, and then Perek Ches is the execution. Okay. Seder asiyas mitzvos elu b'leil chamisha asar kachu. So the order of the doing of the mitzvos on the night of the 15th is such. Okay, B'tchila mavin kos l'chol echad v'echad. First, or at the beginning, we bring a cup for each and every one. Umavarach b'rei gafen, and we make b'rei gafen. V'omer alav kiddush hayom, and we say kiddush hayom on it. Uzman and shachianu v'shosa, and drink. It's funny he doesn't say. I guess he doesn't have to say that you do haseva because he said that earlier. But okay, v'achar kach mavarach al netilas yadayim v'not al yadav. Then you make al netilas yadayim, then you wash, because the Rambam holds you always do netilas yadayim for washing on dipping vegetables. Umavin shulchan, or dipping vegetables in yashach adam liquids. Umavin shulchan aruch, and we bring a set table. V'alav maror v'yerek acher umatza v'charoses v'gufo shel keves hapesach ubasar chagiga shel yom arba asar. So you bring a set table, and on it are the maror and another vegetable. I wonder what the order is that he says this in. I doubt this is an intentional call. Sean Slimewood's calling. No, yeah, okay. V'yerek acher and matzah and charoses, and the body of the keves hapesach and the basar chagigas arba asar. I wonder how big this the shulchan is, because I was always told that they had like small shulchans, but if you're bringing the entire Pesach and the Chagiga. It's probably like is it for each person?
Well, it can't be because you can only have one Pesach.
Yeah. This must all be on one table.
The gufo shel kebas, so
it sounds like it's in one goof. Yeah. Gufo, yeah. Sounds like it.
Maybe kind of like the body.
Yeah.
The body is
right.
usually one piece.
Right.
Also,
you
can't break it. So
I also.
What? How else are you gonna do? Usually when
you carve it. You
carve it. Right.
I mean,
you can carve it with another. But if you're not taking a leg off, you kind of have to separate the joint.
Well, you can't. Yeah, I mean,
my assumption is that
you're saying like they just dig in. Yeah, right. Yeah. I never really thought about the logistics of that.
But you can't, again, to my knowledge, there's no way to take a leg off of an animal without breaking the bone.
Well,
maybe there is, but it doesn't really seem to make sense. Yeah. But that means that the two-portion keves, though, is not a piece of it, that's all.
Yeah. Side consideration, that is not the main point, but just while it's coming up, I also wonder if, I know when you make a birchas nenin on other food entities, then it is, you should make it on the entity when it's intact. Like that's the superior bracha, which is why we don't do the full Betsias Apas on, what was it? Well, they do the scoring of it, right? Like people, or they'll cut into it, but I think so. I mean, for Shabbos, right? Yeah. Rebbe cuts into it. I mean, yeah. I mean, he doesn't cut it apart, but yeah. But anyway, so I'm wondering if there's a thing also making a brikas mitzvah on the Gufo Shel Pesach when it's intact, or when we say Pesach Zesh Anu Ochlim if you're in the Mikdash, right? Yeah. So I'm picturing a table that's like this size.
Yeah.
You know, like hefty. Yeah. Okay. It was man hazeh mevin al shulchan shnei mini basar echad zecher lePesach ve'echad zecher leChagiga. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Oh, and just pointing out. I mean, again, this is not. I think we all know this already, right? But Rambam holds it's 2 mini basar, or he says it's 2 mini. Like I know the Gemara has like. Didn't one of the Amoraim or Tanaim use like rice as one of the? Yeah. Okay. So the one I wanted to do. I selected a couple but the first one in the section was that I saw was Mezigas hakos. This is, for some reason, this always comes up at my Seder, and I have not learned it of like when exactly do we pour the cup and like when do we do the stuff. So let's just. What was that? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, it's worse because I made the Haggadah for us. So yeah. Okay, so Kasav Rambam Perachas Hilchos Chametz Matzah. I always want to say Chulul Shomoi because that's what that usually means, but that's not. Chametz Matzah halacha aleph Seder asiyas mitzvos elu b'lecha misha asar kachu Tefilah mozgin kos l'chol echad ve'echad. Yesh l'daktik miloshen Rambam degam Mezigas hakos he miseder asiyas mitzvos shel lecha misha asar. So you can be medaktik that's part of the Seder asiyah because he says Seder asiyas thingy then mozgin. Oh, he says, I always forget how Hararei Kedem spells everything out. Hararei miyad achar shekasav Seder asiyas mitzvos elu b'leil tesvav kasav b'tefilah mozgin kos umashman dezehu tefilas kiyumi v'chiyuve leil haseder v'im yimzog es hakos kodem lachein hifsid kiyum zeh. So if you mix the cup beforehand, then you lose the kiyum. Okay, that's the dicta, the diok. I don't think we have any problem with that. Okay, but beer nira, or should we try to figure it out before we? What would be the kiyum of mosig the kos at the Seder, as opposed to just like you could even make the argument that maybe you should do it ahead of time so that it's ready to go. Like there's no kiyum of. I mean, I know you can't do this anyway, but there's like no kiyum of like building the sukkah on sukkahs. Yeah. No, so that actually the Yemenites I think would do that. In fact, one of our family friends. Now again, I don't like, this is not gospel, but one of my family friends, so she is Yemenite and her grandfather was a Talmid of Kafach. And so a lot of the stuff that she remembers, so we had her come over to Seder and we were doing a lot of stuff like the Rambam, and she's like, oh, like my grandfather used to do this, and she was very excited. But I believe she said that they would bake fresh matzos I know she said that during each of the meals, but yeah, I don't know about during the Seder. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it's all nefesh, and it's going to be a better tasting matzah. I mean, if it's straight out the oven. That's also true. Yeah, yeah. The fantasy's better than the actual. Yeah.
Like how do you? I just wonder, I guess, obviously, how they quickly wash out the remaining dough.
I don't know what their logistics were. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I have a thought.
Yes.
Well, if the Arbacosa, if they play into like the realm of Cherus,
yeah,
and that like the Seder is the order of the night of Cherus, then I can see there being like a Kiyum in like Cherus of like you prepare like one of the
right.
Ways of expressing Cherus,
right,
like as part of the Seder.
Right. So just to tie that to the Rambam, right? That in the way he framed the Arbacosos, Lefikach keshesoid adam b'leil hazeh tzarich le'echol b'lishos v'hu meisav derech cheres v'chol echad bin anashim chayav b'lishos b'leil hazeh Arbacosos shel yain. So you're saying it's not the shasiyas hakosos. Well, there's two ways you could go. You could either say it's not just the shasiyas hakosos, it's the entire phenomenon of the preparations of the kos and the whatever it is, or you could say that this is part of the shasiyah, the Mezigas part of the shasiyah, like a haskalas shasiyah or something like that.
I would also like argue my point based on like I know that like my family has been minhag. I don't know what
people pouring for each other. Yeah,
because it's like a different
right. Yeah. That's another thing I wanted to look into. So maybe this will answer that also. Yeah. Yosef.
I mean, the term for the Gemara, they're like insane snake infestation. So so like there are various rules related to that about not having to open
right
cup.
Uncovered liquid. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. I also would agree with that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what the Rav says. Vabir b'nire dezeh hu halacha b'kosha bracha. Okay, not like anything we were saying. Okay, it's halacha in the kosha bracha. The whole shehi una mezigasa habi kiyum b'kos. Anything that requires meziga, its meziga is a kiyum in the kos. Amasinu she mezigas a kos he kiyum b'kosha bracha b'kosha birkas hamazon. I think I remember this also. Shemamalin oso yain chai umoskin oso b'birkas haaretz kidisa b'bracha in birkas haaretz. Okay, so that you fill it with yain chai for birkas hamazon, and then you mix it during birkas haaretz, as it says in brachos nun aleph amud aleph. Yeah.
So basically, it's the same thing as pouring. Just trying to think about it.
It's the same thing as pouring. Well, it is for us. Yeah, probably.
Meaning making it accessible to a cup.
Right. By accessible, we mean like drinkable.
Yeah.
Rambam. Well, I guess it's a question because I think we were dealing with this before. That like, or I mentioned it before that the relation between our wine and their wine, and we don't really need to mix our wine. So I don't know if it's so simple that we just equate their mixing with our pouring. Well, I guess we'll see.
Also, wasn't their wine? It wasn't inedible.
Right. It was just strong.
The or someone. That's a
drink. Right. Yeah. It was more just strong. Rambam Perak Zayin Hilchos Brachos halacha tesvav umimashi. Let's just look at that one though. Rambam Zayin tesvav. Rambam Brachos Zayin tesvav. Alpha pish ein birkas hamazon tuna yayin im birach al yayin kamin haksha amarnu tzarich sheyadiacha kosher bracha mibifnim. So you need to wipe it out, rinse it out inside. V'yishtof oso mibchutz, and rinse it on the outside. Wipe it on the inside, rinse it on the outside. Yamlenu yayin chai, fill it with raw wine. Kim sheyagia lebirkas haaretz nosin latoko ma'at mayin kadeshi he arev l'shasiyah. Yeah, v'ein masichin al kos shel birkas hamazon el hakol shoskin ad shetichle birkas hamazon v'yayin v'yishto. That's interesting also. Right. You see sometimes people jump the gun and start like conversing before the guy makes a before he makes the break often.
Before he makes
or before he drinks. Definitely before he drinks. Right. Okay, Ella. So he says, Uimashi din Meziga be'emtza habracha muchach she'in hameziga rak hechi timsa letikun hayayin l'shira. Oh, that's a good raya. So he's saying the fact that you find the Meziga in the middle of a bracha shows that it's not just I never know how to translate literally hechi timsa, like a happenstance occasion of preparing the wine for shasiya. Ella hi kiyum b'kosho bracha. Because otherwise, why legislate when you do it, right? V'ayin od barashi.
Or you have to do it before.
Or you have to do it before, right? Yeah. V'ayin od barashi sham dibur maskal chai inami chai balaz frishik frisk lahavio min hachavis lishmo. Yeah, you want? Yeah. Okay. On the Gemara Nun Aleph Amud Aleph, probably. I wonder if Al Torah has a Laze Rashi equivalent.
Could that be fresh?
You're right.
Yeah, fresh.
Specifically talking about wine, but yeah, fresh, just drawn from the barrel.
Nice. Okay, there you go. Very good, very good. So it is related to fresca, right?
Oh, is fresca being fresh?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah. I'm assuming so. Maybe I'm just. I just want to see that now.
Like I've never really heard the church. Like it's only when I pick fresco, I think like a fresco doesn't say.
Oh, it doesn't have. Oh, that's fresco, right? Okay. Anyway, uberama or a chayin. Oh, so he says, yeah, bring it from the bottle, lishmo. So that's like a. I wonder if that was a Tom thing or like a fresh from the barrel type Kiyum, like that it's like a more
Hana.
Yeah, right. Uverama or chaim viotino min hachavis l'shem bracha. Oh yeah, I mean like the act of drawing the wine for the thing qualifies it as being for the bracha. Umavur diyesh din Mezigas akos l'shem bracha. Umavur diyesh Seder shal Mezigas akos. Okay, fine. So that's his premise here. Vim came hachnami yesh lomer b'Mezigas shal dalad kosos. Sheish behem meziga midin koshel bracha. V'lachein yesh behem kiyum shel meziga. Okay, there you go. Because these are kosos shel bracha. Bifrat should bedala kosos yesh behem din miyuchad shel meziga. Kedisa b'Rambam Perek Zayin halacha test. Yes.
Is Rambam taking a stance on making a bracha on all of them, or is the Rambam holding a bracha on all of them?
I doubt he's taking a stance because you could still hold in theory that it's a kosher bracha, but that Stoic brachos lahakel that we might not do it. I mean, he might still hold conceptually, for the sake of the svara, that it's a kosher bracha, but practically say that you don't do it. Yeah. But
that if we knew that we would, it wasn't something.
Right. Yeah. Befrat b'shibdal kosos yesh behem din miyuchad shel meziga kedisa b'Rambam Zayin test. Yeah.
Just saying, I think conceptually you can't say from the seals of bracha for all of them because I think everyone agrees.
You can't say that what?
You cannot use this as a proof for a bracha because I believe everyone agrees that really it's only, I think, either it's 1 cup or 2 cups to make a bracha on. And that,
I think 2.
As I'm technically isn't isn't this a case for some reason did suffix brachos l'chumra because otherwise you just never say a bracha?
No, was that suffix leaning l'chumra?
Something leaning l'chumra is definitely the case.
Never mind.
Right.
That was the first thing.
Never mind. I got leaning bracha mixed up.
Right. Okay. That's a run, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I meant to say this in some context where everyone would hear it, but I think I've said this before. I know I was saying it over Shabbos. I think everyone should, for Bekius, do Hararei Kedem because Hararei Kedem is all Havdalah and Kiddush halachos and then Pesach halachos. And like I did it when I did Bekius my first year in yeshiva, and it's just so good because you get Bekius in like all these halachos that first of all, you're already familiar with a lot of them from experience, and then you then become familiarized with the sources. So it's just a great Bekius pair. Yeah. Anyway, that's my recommendation. So if you want to switch your Bekius chavrusas, all right. Today for what the next 13 days? What 12 days? 11 days? Okay, whatever. So the Rambam had said in the halacha we read last week that you have to mix it to be pleasant to drink based on the wine and the drinker. Bimkain gam hacha hamaziga yesh ba kiyum misuyam v'dalakosos. Okay, now we get into that. There's a special kiyum in dalakosos. V'zehu shekasav Rambam kan betchila mozgin kos. The Mezigas hakos havi chelik mi hakiyumim shel haseder. Okay. V'nafkamina. Okay, so meaning it's funny. So it's drawn into the Seder indirectly from the fact that it's kosher bracha, but then it's also drawn to the Seder more directly because in the kos of Dalet Kosos, it has to be a nice drinking, and so the Mezigas is part of making that. Nafkamina ladina lefize huma shekasavti or shekasav ditzarich ledaktik la'asosa b'leil tesvav v'lomi b'odyam. So the nafkamina, is he saying? Did he say that this is a separate theory? Yeah, right. What was so the nafkamina of what? The nafkamina of the whole thing, right? Just no, because according to both of these, you would need to do it as it would be part of the Seder, I think. Yeah, I think so. Let's stop here for today because he's going to talk about the kosheni, and this looks like half more, so we can continue that tomorrow. Yeah. All right, let's stop here for today. Very good. Okay.